Hello, my friends, and welcome back to my channel. It is Wednesday, and every Wednesday, usually, sometimes not on chemo weeks, we discuss a weight loss slash wellness topic, and I also do a weekly weigh-in. So let's get that started right now with the weigh-in. It was a rough week, not rough with eating. I pretty much have that down when I cook and when I shop. But this last week, we were still eating some Easter leftovers. And if you've seen any of my updates or my videos or Facebook posts, you know that Doug got the flu last week. And we were kind of self-quarantined. Just to, try to keep him as safe as possible. And because of that, we had some meals that weren't perfect because we had some beautiful, beautiful people reach out and just send us stuff and say, don't cook, just take care of Doug. We're sending you a pizza, whatever. So not the best choices, but not horrible either. Don't get me wrong. We did not stuff our face with junk. We did not eat chips and pretzels and crap. It just wasn't the choices that we normally would have made, but it's an exception. It's a stage of life right now. Some of the stuff was wonderful, but there was some, little junky stuff in there, and that's okay. It's okay. You do what you need to do to survive. And last night we did go out for ice cream. Doug wanted ice cream. His appetite finally came back. And that's another thing. We were not eating very much. Doug had his appetite was not good. And when he doesn't eat, I tend not to eat. So I was not hitting my calorie goal at all. And when I don't hit my calorie goal, I don't lose weight. I forgot to tell you all this to say I gained 1.2 pounds this week. I'm okay with it. I'm not upset. I don't get upset over this stuff. I really don't. And I know it'll come off because we're back in the saddle this week, we hope. It's been a little rough the last 2 days, but you'll see that update tomorrow on my vlog. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, we went out for ice cream last night. Doug's appetite was back and he wanted ice cream. And we go to that place near us that makes all homemade, small batch. The cream is from grass-fed cows. It's wonderful. And so we went for ice cream last night. Now they have what they call a mini cone. And when I say mini, I mean mini. It's like 2 to 3 tablespoons of ice cream, probably about 3 tablespoons of ice cream in a cake cup that's like that big, a little cake cone. I'll put a picture in of mine. It was delicious. It was just enough. I got pineapple upside down. Doug got peanut butter frosting, and it hit the spot. It was wonderful. So, yeah. But we're all good. We're back, I'm back to cooking, making my meals, and all that. So, I'm not upset over the little gain. I know it'll be gone probably next week. So, just need to buckle down and stop going up and down because it's been 2 years I'm trying to lose this 8 pounds. I don't know, but whatever. I'm healthy, I feel good, and that's what matters to me right now. So, okay, where are we at? Meeting topic now. Going out to eat. Try these stay on track tips. Now, I made a video probably about 2 years ago, and I will link it up here and down below about going out to eat. And is it a celebration meal or is it a replacement meal? What's the difference and what do you do? So I will link that so you can watch that because I think it's a really good video explaining the difference. But let's see what they have to say. Someone else is finally doing the cooking. That's been me a lot lately, hasn't it, friends? But you'll still want in on a different kind of meal prep. Allow us to explain. Try this. If you can map out moves and make decisions ahead of eating out, here are some tips for you. Now, this is put out by Weight Watchers, so it tends to lean towards Weight Watchers. It says save up weekly and rollover points leading up to the meal for more flexibility. So if you are following Weight Watchers, yes, save up your points, save up your weeklies, bank points if you can. If you are not following Weight Watchers, just following a health journey, if you're counting calories or macros, maybe if you know you're going out Friday night, maybe those few days before, just kind of watch. Don't have anything extra. Keep your calories at a minimum for you, and everybody's are going to be different. But maybe keep them at a minimum and don't have that extra special treat and don't have that second helping and don't go out for ice cream, things like that. Just try to make really, really good choices up until the night you go out to dinner. Because even if you make good choices at dinner, it's still eating out and it's still probably more butter or oil or things that you would use if you were cooking at home, even with our best choices. It says, look up the menu and pre-track your meal. If you're going to a friend's, offer to bring a dish that is friendly to whatever diet you are following. I love looking up the menu beforehand and making good choices. Whether I track it or not track it or whatever I'm doing at the time. But I just love looking at the menu and looking to see what they offer and then getting excited about what I'm going to eat. And I also can kind of plan a little bit like, well, you know what? You know my rule. If a restaurant has creme brulee, I am getting dessert. If they don't have creme brulee, I have no desire to have dessert. So I look and, okay, they have creme brulee. So instead of getting like an appetizer, not going to do it. Instead of maybe getting that chicken parm with the cheesy and all that, maybe I'll get a nice piece of salmon because I want to have dessert. So looking up the menu ahead of time and making plans can definitely help. Do those plans have to be in stone? No, they do not. But it helps give you an idea. It helps start that mindset. It says, eat a snack before leaving home to help you stick to your plan. That doesn't really help me. I know it does help a lot of people. I do not go to a restaurant starving. I will not starve myself all day just to eat. But I usually don't eat right before I go. Because when I go, I do want to be hungry. Because if I'm hungry and I eat, it'll satisfy me more. So whatever works for you that way. If it works for you to have a little snack, then do it. Or maybe that little snack is a side salad as your appetizer. Maybe by eating that salad and getting that fiber and chewing that lettuce and the crunch and all that, maybe that will help you with your dinner. Usually depending on where we go, if we go to a nice restaurant, it's a little different. But if we just go to a local diner, then a lot of times you get your choice of a soup or salad. And depending on what the soup is, sometimes I'll get that. Usually, if I do get a soup, I will only eat half of it and give the other half to Doug. But you can definitely do those kind of things to help you once your dinner arrives. So if you know ahead of time that you're going out to eat, you can definitely work on things to help you make the best choices you can. Now, if you don't know you're going out to eat and you have to make an on-the-spot decision, things might be a little bit different. And whether you are out shopping for the day and had planned to come home and make dinner and then realized it was too late, or whatever the situation, it happens to all of us. It does. Sometimes we have the best plans to come home and eat and we don't. So you're on the spot dining. If you are on the spot dining, this will go back, like I said, the video that I'm going to link, this goes back to a replacement meal. When you watch that video, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So it says, if you have to make on-the-spot decisions and don't have time to plan, start with a brothy soup or salad, just like I had said, to make room in your budget, your calorie budget, your points budget, your macro budget, to, have maybe dessert if you want it, or have an entree that's a little bit higher in points and calories and macros and stuff like that. Make the good choices on the spot. yes, you plan for them if you know ahead of time, but you can also, that's the kind of thing you can do also on the spot, is make that good choice right there. And also look for words like grilled, sauteed. Stay away from fried, or, heavily sauced items. You know me, I love my sauce and I love my gravy, and I'm never ever going to say no to it. Sometimes I will ask for sauce on the side, because sometimes they bring your food and it's so covered in sauce you can't even see your protein. So don't be afraid to ask for sauce on the side. Or if it's somewhere you've been before and you know that they put like a whole cup of sauce on it, say, can you do half sauce? They're very accommodating. They truly are. As long as you're not demanding, as long as you're nice to your server. But asking for sauce on the side is a definite good way. And looking for those things like baked and sauteed and grilled. They're definite keywords to look for. Am I saying not to have something fried? No, because sometimes we just want that something fried. But then make good choices for the rest of your meal. Instead of having a loaded baked potato, have steamed broccoli. Instead of having a cup of cream of broccoli cheddar soup, have a side salad. Things like that. So have what you want, just make the good choices surrounding it. And then it says you can also split an entree, half and half, or order an appetizer as your entree. Sometimes appetizers are so big that you can actually do that. You can also, what I do a lot of times is when I order, I say, when you bring my food, can you also bring me a takeout box? And I put half my food directly into that takeout box, because if it's on my plate, I might be tempted to just keep going back. Little bite, little bite, little bite, and then it's all gone. And then I feel like crap because I didn't need the whole thing. Restaurant portions are out of control. Put half in the takeout box right away. If you are still truly hungry, you can always take it out, but it's not staring you in the face. And then they say the last thing for making an on-the-spot decision is use an appetizer plate at the buffet to keep portions in check. We're not big buffet people. The only one we really go to is the one out in Lancaster once in a while. But if you do go to a buffet, definitely don't fill it. I mean, you don't have to necessarily use an appetizer plate, although it's a good idea. But even your dinner plate, do not fill it. Do not pile it high. 2 reasons. Number 1, too much food. Number 2, everything's going to get mixed together. So you're not going to taste all that delicious food separately. So go up to the buffet and take a tablespoon of this, a tablespoon of that, a tablespoon of this. Don't be afraid to take that serving tool, that spatula or whatever it is that they're using to serve, and cut something in half. Like I've done that with crab cakes. I just cut it in half. Somebody might be thrilled that you did that, not with your hands, of course, and not with your own silverware, but whatever the serving tool is. Somebody might be thrilled because then they come and they see a half a crab cake. But just put little tiny bits on your plate. Taste everything. You can eat everything. Just take a taste of it all. Now, if there's something you absolutely love, then maybe you want to go back for seconds or have a little more. And this way too, if there's something you didn't like, you didn't take a whole thing and waste it. And if you don't like it, don't eat it. Don't eat it just to make somebody feel better. Push it to the side. It's not worth the points, the calories, the macros, whatever it is. Not worth it. Just push it to the side. You're only wasting a little bit because you only took a little bit. So they were the tips for that. And then it says to make a backup plan. So the backup plan is mostly for the times that you don't know when you're going out to dinner and you're surprised. If you're almost out of calories for the day or points or macros or whatever it is, do this. Step 1, remind yourself it's okay if you eat more than you intended, but don't totally give up. Don't say, well, I only have 300 calories left for the day and well, this is going to be 800 calories. So what the heck? If it's 800 calories, I might as well go for 1600. No. Don't give up. Make the best choice. And the best choice is to, choose something really as low calorie as you can for dinner and focus on that. Don't give up just because you're a little bit over. Just because you're 300 or 400 calories over doesn't mean you have to be 1600 calories over. It doesn't. Make the best choice. This is what it all comes down to, my friends. I can sum up this entire lesson in make the best choice. Is it always easy? Nope. Nope. But you'll thank yourself in the long run. They also say, decide about how many extra calories and points you're willing to spend and order accordingly. Be true to yourself. Be true. You might say, oh, I'm willing to blow the bank and spend 2,000 extra calories even though I've already had 1,000. Are you really willing to do that? Or are you just upset and mad at yourself because this is a little bit out of your control? Be realistic. Say, you know what? I'm going to go over calories. I'm okay going over by 500. Like, this is what I'm going to have. So be realistic with yourself. And then it says, when you get home, track the meal and plan your next day. So you've gone over. It happens. But maybe the next day, reel it in. Reel it in. Stay right at your points or your calories or whatever it is. Do not go over. Do not have any special treats. Stay right there and try to balance it out a little bit. One meal is not going to make or break your week. It's not. One meal will not make that scale go up 10 pounds. Now, maybe if you have Chinese food 6 hours before you weigh in, it might. But you know it's not true weight. It's not fat gain. So keep that in mind too, that one meal is not going to ruin things for you. If you get it in your head that you just blew it, it's going to be easy to continue to blow it. So don't have that stinking thinking. Give yourself grace and move on. Now, when I say give yourself grace, you give yourself an inch of grace, not a foot of grace. Because if you do this every single solitary day, you are not going to see results. But once in a while, it's okay. It says, let's dive a little deeper. Ever have a day where every single thing played out exactly as you imagined? If only. Yet we still think and we plan ahead because that's how we make sure things go as smoothly as possible. The same is true when it comes to eating away from home, like at a friend's birthday dinner, on vacation, or when you just don't have the time or the energy to cook. Planning ahead for how to handle these kinds of disruptions to your usual eating routine, whether they're scheduled or not, helps keep you on track. Help is the key word, because even if you planned what you were going to order to eat, you can't control everything. Maybe your hosts insist that you try the dessert, or the bread basket was warm and right there in front of you. No biggie. In those cases, enjoy the food and yourself, regroup, and get back into the routine ASAP. They're minor bumps on a much bigger journey. 100%. But like I said, make the good choice. And my friends, you know what the good choices are. You know what the good choices are. We've been doing this long enough. And if you're at a chain restaurant, they all have the calories listed now. That's a law if you're at a chain restaurant. So look at it and decide. And if you're not at a chain restaurant, if you are at, like a little family-owned diner or whatever, use whatever app you use and say, okay, I'm going to have chicken parm and a side of spaghetti. Now, is it going to be totally accurate for that restaurant? No, but it will give you a clue. So look up chicken parm and spaghetti on Weight Watchers or MyFitnessPal or Lose It or whatever app it is you're using. Get an idea. Get an idea and go from there. Don't just totally disregard anything and not track your food. Tracking something is better than tracking nothing. But in that sense, too, be honest. Don't look at that piece of chicken parm that you know is fried and has, a half cup of mozzarella on top and say, oh, I think that's about 4 points. Yeah, no, it's not. It's probably 15. So be honest. Be honest about your tracking. It's hard, but you need to be honest. But like I said, it's one meal, my friends. It's one meal. So Don't let it weigh heavy on you. And that is it. That is all I have for you. You got this. Make the smart choices. I can't say it enough. Make the smart choices. Not always easy. But I was happy with my choice last night. Our favorite ice cream place. The flavors are insane. Insane. They always have 30 small batch homemade flavors. And they're insane. I could have gotten, they have a small, which is 1 scoop. No, extra small, which is 1 scoop. Small, which is 2 scoops. Medium, I think, is 3. And their scoops are generous. Could I have done that? Absolutely. But I didn't. I went for the mini cone. And honestly, it was enough. It was. It was delicious and it was enough. Was it a hard choice? Not last night, but sometimes it is a hard choice because sometimes I just want the big one. But I know that number one, after the first couple spoonfuls, you don't even taste it anymore. And number two, I know I would have felt sick afterwards. So yeah. So just make your smart choices. We're not always going to be perfect. Nobody expects you to be. You just do your best. So thank you, my friends. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to spend it with me. Not sure about next Wednesday because it is a chemo day. I'm really hoping to film. And we have to be there early because it's an oncology day too. So we'll see what happens. Maybe I can try when I get home. It'll just be up late, so we'll see. Or maybe I'll weigh in on Tuesday and try to do it on Tuesday with babies here. I don't know. But thank you for giving me grace and understanding when things don't get done at this point right now because it's been a little tough. So I appreciate it. So thank you once again, and I'll stop talking and I'll see you in my next video. Check those videos I have linked and maybe they can help.